The Dom Sola intro. Hello, welcome to Canucks with Guitars. I'm Ben, it's Trev, it's Terry, and we're, like I say, Canucks avec les guitars. Sure.
Live basses, acoustics.
Yep, you can tell because there's a live button if you look at the screen. You got the Q's, we got the A's because again we're Canadian, so we have all the A's. There's gonna be some live jams, virtual busking as it will, so the tip jar is open. If you have a question for us, you can use the @ sign, that helps, or question marks in the front half, they help, or stand out with a super chat because that's full color, high definition, monochromatic color. No, not mono because that's one. Polyphonic colors. I don't know, is polyphonic a color? I don't think it is, but I just said it is, so it must be true because I said it on the internet. And so
I heard it.
What we have in the chat, I'm going to go all the way to the top. We got Terry first in the chat tonight because he has less of a life than the rest of us, so he was first in the chat. Leading the way next with just slightly more of a life but less of a life, Ryan Hall. And then Jim comes in just after Ryan. And then Joe, a.k.a. I farted, apparently, because Joe needs to see a doctor, Terry, because I've known Joe for about 5 years now, and he's had gas the entire time. I'm just saying. You might want to get that
isn't enough.
And especially with the amount of smoking you do. You're laying flames around gassiness. There's no ozone over top of Joe, is what I'm saying. There's no ozones and nothing. So, yeah. That's the first. Is that a rant? Nope, that was more of a divergence. There's Trev in the chat, too. I'm not in the chat. All the previous people I talked to just talk to each other. And then we get Hip Metalworks decide to show up 3 minutes early. That's fine. We like Hip. He's out on the West Coast, which is the best coast. Bill Nellmark's here. He's just down the road, don't you know? D-Mac. What's up, D? Charles 75N. #1 in our hearts. Well, Ferg Burfel. Yep. Frank Akili. What's up? I see. What's up, Frank? Great to see you. Howdy, all from way southern Mississippi. Way southern. He's not just in southern Mississippi, Trev. Way southern. That means it's just like I can see other states from here. Or water. I don't know. Get all the way into the Gulf? Probably. I don't know. Blackjack Guitars here. Of course he is. He's a faithful viewer. Ryan, OU812. Awesome. Michael Krause, he's here just for the mockery of it all. I get it. Who else we got in here? Rock Daddy. Gear Junkie 35. Also #1 in our hearts. Presley California Customs. He's part of the hosting duties over at the Guitar Safari, which is on the Charles 75N network of channels.
He's the guy that mans the little figure.
It's so good. I'm actually getting up early on Sundays now just to catch the show.
Yeah. Or it's coffee time with the guys for those on the West Coast.
Definitely.
I'm always amazed at how many West Coasters I do see tuning in. There's Mark Taft in the house. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. To answer Charles 75N's question, the A's or the A's? Yes.
A's.
Well, see, Ryan has a question, but also, funny enough, Ryan knows the answer best because Trev first started, he popped his YouTube cherry on the L&M Guitar Corner live streams. And then he started filling in here. And then, I don't know, third time's the charm. Ryan, you're like, hey, why don't you come over and do stuff? So you know better than me, right?
I'll dabble, have a little date with Quentin and, yeah.
Sure.
John
Shane in the house?
I'll show
up. Joe will not go to the doctor. Well, that's on you then.
That's fine. Just get those bananas. Those bananas might help.
Right.
Or
I read this at first. I thought Gear Junkie said he was out in the garbage firing one up again. Fumes, easy, but he's out in the car hold, as it were, the garage, firing one up before he mowed the yard. Awesome. I get it. I do that.
He could be out in the garbage firing one up too.
Well, that too, and it keeps down with it. Paul Leonard Ewing, Smallpox Steel for who else we got here? Richard Nagamitsu, Martian Murray. Wow, we're 7 minutes in the show, and I'm just like, all right. Yeah, all right. Frank's 10 minutes from the beach. See, I knew he's way southern. Yeah. Okay. The DD Files. What's up, DD? All right. Hey, we're caught up. There we are. So we've caught up as far as, and I haven't seen any other questions so far, so I don't have to provide any answers, is what I'm saying. I do want to apologize. Last week when somebody asked, what's the signal? What are you playing through back here? And I said, well, I'm playing through the Fender and the Marshall. Well, turns out, no, I was just playing through the Fender. That's why I was like, why is it so quiet? Because I only have half the amps going. Speaking of half the stacks amps going, Trev, fun fact. I was watching an interview with Eric Clapton on his new signature release, Martins, that coming out, which look beautiful and stuff. And he was talking about the days playing in Cream. Okay, Trev?
Mm-hmm.
And, and in Cream, he played through 100-watt Marshall, full stack, right? You know what he did for lead boost?
Do tell.
Engaged a second Marshall stack, 100-watt.
That'll work.
Yeah, now I'd heard about
Kinda like
Derek
that,
Trucks, his lead boost, he plays through a Fender Super Reverb. What does he do for a lead boost? Turns on a second Super Reverb. That's like, a combo version of a half stack, essentially.
Right.
I'm like, who engages a second full stack? In a trio, too. Let's also mention a trio, a power trio. Ryan's celebrating his 6-month sobriety. No, it's not. It's a lack of sobriety when you remember for 6 months.
Question then, Ben. In doing that, is he then doing a gain boost, or would it be more like a volume boost?
Nope, you're just turning on a second amp.
So it wouldn't even fall under either of those categories then.
Yeah, well, it could be a little gainier, but I doubt it because you've already got
Depending on
the
the
first
channel.
one already dimed, and then you got the second one dimed. John's saying echo. Well, that might be on you.
No, Terry went a little rogue when he was.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
little bit of echo there.
I didn't hear it. I don't hear it.
Nope. It's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, second full stack. Can you stack 2 or more tube screamers and a noise gate will be used? You don't have to use a noise gate. You can stack a couple tube screamers and not use a gate.
That would sound horrible.
That's a lot of mids, mind you. But who am I to say? Because I've stacked clones, which is the same thing but slightly over here. It's a different mid boost. So, yeah. Want to thank last night's guest I had on. Dylan! That's who it was from Flipside. I started the sentence, Terry, and I forgot who the hell was on last night based off lifestyle choices.
I was going to say, I hope you weren't going to call Mike.
Flipside Music. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up this weekend, it's a surprise. Because I haven't decided yet.
Ooh,
So.
interesting.
Well.
Surprises can be a good thing.
Well, when in doubt, it may be a group hang, but we'll see.
It's
That'd
long
be-
weekend.
What's up, Patrick Schreitz?
Surprise group hang!
Right? Because I forgot to book a guest. So expect a phone call, Hip. There's Josh Tamberg. Now we can start. Patrick and Josh are here. So, yeah. So new gears released. Like say, Martin did a D28 and a D45, which is, the first one being Indian rosewood sides and back, which is your standard dreadnought size. That's your 28, and then the 45's got the fancy with the inlays, and with that it has Madagascar rosewood trim.
Right.
And if you didn't know, Brazilian's at the top, Madagascar falls in second, Indian falls in third, according to the propagandist who works for Martin. But I believe him, because I know Brazilians just like, sacred. Like, who has a guitar that has Brazilian rosewood sides and backs? I do, but I don't think everybody does.
Well, it's also
That does
the
not travel across the
availability.
border anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the hassle factor. That's it's been patriated to Canada and remains Canadian. It's Canadian. No, he had no clue about the Rosewood. Well, he knew it was Rosewood, but that's about it. But also, Clapton's more like he likes playing a triple O and stuff like that. Usually, he plays the smaller guitars, not so much on the dreadnoughts. Then he asked him about, he couldn't remember where he got his first one from. He knew he had one, just couldn't remember where he got it. I'm like, well, Eric, you like the sauce back in the day, and then you got into the focus powder, and then you got into the needlework, and we're not talking stitch and quilts, right. So. I get that you don't remember where and when you bought a guitar. Not to mention it is upwards of 50 years ago that it happened.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. He would have had to have been like
perfect reference point, Trev. I couldn't remember for a few seconds there who was on last night. That was not 50 years ago. So,
but it's funny, like the way the memory works. I can't tell you what I had for dinner 2 nights ago, but I can tell you my phone number when I was 9.
Right.
Yeah.
328-0916. Back then, we didn't have to use all the area codes unless you were calling long distance.
Right. I was thinking, Ryan brings up a point. I don't remember where I got my guitars. I was thinking that the other day. I was trying to figure out like time frames. I think I was talking with Charles. It was like when I was gigging with One Day to Live, what I used for gear, guitar-wise. And I know at one point, I ended up with the 2 Epiphone Les Pauls that were black, but I was like, there was other guitars. Like, I'm sure there had to have been, like, what was I using? And I was trying to figure out what I used initially. I think it was, like, my J Tercer and then my ex's Axel Badwater as a backup / primary. And then I think slowly then rotated in the 2 Epiphones for the next few years, but there's other times I'm like, I don't remember anyone, blah blah blah, But I see DMAC asks, what's the LPD 74 like? Oh, it does a thing. It does a thing. It is 70s rock. Now, I know it's been new and improved with alternate channels, which I think it's just a more gain, less gain situation, but. As opposed to brighter, darker. Like the 87 has a internal bright switch. What? Yes, it does. At least the Deluxe does. You have your red and your green channels, but you can have red and green, bright, non-bright. So, for instance, like the 87 on the green channel, which is like your JCM 800 channel, I like it not bright. I like it darker. Because it sounds more like a super bass as opposed to a super lead. So, that's the deal on that. Mark's gas station made it, apparently, because Charles was saying hello to him. So I assume he's in here. Yeah, I had an OG LPD 74 that I mistakenly traded for a Wampler Pinnacle Deluxe. I said to Lawrence, I'm like, what's it like? He's like, I think you'll be disappointed in the Math Factor. Like, he goes, it's a decent pedal, but it's not going to blow you away. And that's it. I plugged it in. I was like, it's okay, but I already immediately missed my 74. And I've yet to replace the 74. I've got the 55, 68, and 87. I do not have a 74. Maybe one day.
Mark is giving you an update on your guitars.
Apparently. Let's see. One that used was Birchie. Birchie? Well, I think that's one you think about was the Axel Badwater, because that was, whitewash finish.
Yeah.
And none of my guitars had pinup girls on them. Now, you're probably mistaking it for, well, it's not down here because it's upstairs on Jimmy J, but the pinup girl strap that was used all the time for every. I didn't remember. I didn't name Birchie. Was that one? Okay. I'll believe you. I don't remember because Trav, on all the cases there's a strip of duct tape with a name. That's why.
Right.
Why people say, why do you name your guitars? Well, at that time that I named all my guitars, they were all stored in cases. I didn't have racks. I didn't even play at home. All my guitars were stored, usually at whatever practice facility I was playing in, and the rest was over at Richie's place. And yeah, had the Pinup Girl strap for ages. That thing. And I used it mainly because it had my wireless pack duct tape to it because I didn't trust the clip. And so, and with the strap locks, it was just easy to transfer the strap from guitar to guitar. But that strap got a little mungy after a while. So, yeah. How was the axle? I liked it. I really liked that one. Hand-wired pickups. Similar to a Reverend. They're built overseas, but all QA was done in California. So, I liked it.
I tried a few of them. Like, there was one retailer in Aurelia that sold them. And I tried, I think it was a Telly style and a Strat style. And, I mean, they were comfortable. I mean, the big thing about them was the fact that they had the slight different change on the headstock and the relic kind of worn looking finish for the most part. And they were a good deal up until they went out of business. Then they were an awesome deal. Then they went back up in price.
Mark says, don't you have a telly-shaped object with Pinup Girl on pickguard? Well, this, originally had just the old April O'Neil Bingo Bango there.
From a distance, without my glasses on, it kind of looks like Ronald McDonald, isn't it?
That's what everybody's that's the going.
Ronald
You're not
McDonald.
new in that 5 years I've been hearing that one. Oh, you got Ronald McDonald. And by the way, Matthew McCosker in here and Mason Douglas. What's up, fellas?
Right up.
But this, I did, and for Cake Tony, this I didn't own while I was in One Day to Live. I got this End of Days of Smile Harder played through all the Honey Badger outfit stuff. Yeah. I played this or the Gold Top Les Paul in Honey Badgers quite a bit. When it was still gold even. And then when it wasn't. Then when it got whitewashed in a Waddy Wacho tribute. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I got this one. It's 2015, and I got it in 2016, I want to say. Oh, D-Max says, I've got an LPD Dutch prior version. Any similarities between it and the 74? No, not at all. The Dutch is more like a Timmy. Which some people say a Timmy is kind of a Marshall in a box, but that's more of a early Lexi. John Shane, Pamela Anderson held this guitar. She put the strap on while she was naked. So I too had a naked Pamela Anderson on the back of it.
Right.
See what I did there, Trev? Here. Put this on for a second. Okay. Now what? Take it back off. There. And naked Pamela Anderson.
Get a little bit of her stank on there and you're good.
Yeah, there's
Funny,
DNA
I
back
actually
there.
found out earlier today that Pamela Anderson got her big break as a Labatt's spokesmodel.
I guess because you're on the other side of the country, but I mean, we learned that in second grade out here. That's one of the greatest stories of all
true
time.
enough.
And she looked way different back then.
Yeah,
as the
and
Labatt
I
Blue
knew
Girl.
because we
I
served
thought she
Labatt's
looked
in
way
a
better.
restaurant, and I had a Pamela Anderson Labatt's poster long before the Baywatch days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Big difference. Where's my mousey?
Figured out what we're gonna play yet?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
There it is there, the Blue Zone.
yeah.
I thought she was way prettier back then.
That poster was on my wall. What's up, Michael Torin? Tone Seeker. Patrick Drake's lived in the same town as her.
She's on the island, right?
Lady Smith,
Yeah,
BC.
Lady
Yeah.
Smith.
BC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, El Barge? I'll say El DeBarge. No, I'm not.
El DeBar.
I want to though. Every time I see Lee in the chat, El Barge, I mean El DeBarge. Yes, I do. Do we have
Flashing
any
back to the
musical
80s.
requests this evening? Somebody wants to hear a particular song or effect. You know, like if I got the pedal, you want to hear it. You know,
Through
we
a
could do
fender
some of
or
that
a
action
Marshall.
too. You know, Trev. There's not always the same specific
Samplers.
guitars, this and that. So I don't know.
Bonker says, "Have you seen what she looks like now?" Yes.
Yep.
So disappointing.
What's up, Bonkers? I haven't said hello earlier. Fuzz pedals, Root Sepultura. It's not the Heaven Slayer. We don't do Slayer on this channel, Joe. You know this. You're not new. This has been a Slayer-free channel.
I'm your Huckleberry. Catch you on Thursday or Sunday.
No, I don't have an H3000 nor a desire to have one, Ryan. I leave that to you guys.
I think
Ben
I
goes-
think by now Ben's made it very clear. No Slayer, no David Wilcox.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
I don't know if that applies to the American David Wilcox, the folk singer or folk music player, but
All right.
I'm gonna safely say yes. American and Canadian.
Oh, I
David
left
Wilcox.
most of my picks upstairs again. Dang it! I gotta stop doing that. Triple bases on big bottoms, please. I get it.
Ben's laying pipe all night long, laying pipe. He's working so hard. He's laying pipe. And I'll stop there in case there's any copyright issues with Capital.
So we're going with the Strat tone out of the gates here, folks. Strat
Yeah.
Showing it.
You can like your Riverboat Queen, Patrick writes. I don't. What's up, Billy Baloney? Oh, what can we play? Dire Straits. I look up the actual lead part for that, but it's all like, oh, you want to pay? No. And we only show you chord charts. I'm like, fuck you. I'll learn some Huey Lewis then. Oh, you want to know the riffs? You got to pay. Here's the chord charts. So yeah. Patrick says that's why God gave you ears. Yeah, mine don't work so well. Fake it till you make it, folks. Walk, don't run. I wish, Charles. I wish. Well, we'll just minor, major. I don't know. We'll use all the flavors in a single solo just to figure out all the people that know their theories and whatnots. And they're like, you can't do it. I just did. Call it jazz. I don't know. Have I missed it? Any questions? Yeah, almost. I don't feel it on the XSs myself, Joe. I use them. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, that's all over the guitar. Oh, that's just lovely. Alright. Just do some light DNA relic. Wait, it's dark out. Alright, you guys take over the show. Fix the audio, Trav, because I just realized there's a feline that's going to be pissed because it's dark out.
It's rescue the cat time again.
More sneezing into
When I come back.
So, yeah, that's something that's came up. The whole debate with coated and non-coated strings. Like I said, I've had some experiences with them. I think I had one guitar that had some coated strings for 2 or 3 months before I got rid of it, and coated strings weren't necessarily the reason why I got rid of the guitar, but I still didn't like them any better or different. I don't know about you, Trevor. Do you actually...
No, can't bring myself to spend that kind of money on strings. I get my strings, for a very good deal when servicing an espresso machine. So I just take the regular XL 10 to 40.
Yeah, like I said, most of the coated, except for I did actually try a set of coated acoustic strings that I was actually able to bend, but any other time I've tried coated strings to do a string bend on it on an electric, it would always be like bling, 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 and the string would slip under the fingertip.
Oh. D'Addario's the only coated strings I like. Because they're the one I can't tell that they're coated. Well, the XTs felt kind of greasy, and I like that in a greasy kind of way. The XSs, I couldn't tell you which guitars have them and which don't. I just know that they last longer. What's up, Donald Fisher?
Like I said, when it came to an actual just playing like a chord or doing slide notes, sliding up and down the neck on a string, coated actually then does feel beneficial there.
I won't play coated strings though if they feel coated. And fuck the elixirs. They just cause dandruff. Wherever you strum, wherever you make contact, all the finish blows off in no time.
I had a set of those black coated strings, and that was exactly it. It was like about 3 weeks of playing, and all around between the pickups it was
3 weeks?
silver.
Probably 3 minutes with me.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You probably played more at the time than probably
I was
what
digging
did
in.
at the time.
I was digging in a lot. Of course, I was going through picks by the hour as well.
That'd be really bad if you're going through picks with a coated set of coated strings.
Just the angle I'd hit, I'd just start shaving it down, and I'd lose the edge, and then I'd flip it around and shave down that side. Then you look at it, come to a tip, but it'd be offset depending on which side you looked at. All right. Did I miss any requests, Trev? You're usually up on the requests.
Pretty much everything that was getting thrown out there, you think you saw. I should scroll through this one.
And of course, stuff you don't want to play.
Right. I mean, there was this, but
Well, that was kind of what I was doing there. It was a quasi Woolly Bully, Mary Had a Little Lamb, little whatever, Walking Blues.
mm-hmm.
Not bad. Good enough for the girls we date. That's how I say.
Right. Well,
No, I played it that way to get around copyright. Oh, somebody wants a pay-per-view.
Hey, Guitar.
Normally, Trev, that would be a pay-per-view. But
Yeah.
because it's Bird,
he is the Grand Poobah.
he is. There's Guitar Man 45.
Hey,
Ooh,
Bo.
wow, nice, Bo. Very nice.
Nice. All right. So the Strat is not going to cut it for the Mississippi Queen. What guitar should we use for Mississippi Queen? That
Are we going to do a poll?
I'd say your signature if I knew it was in proper working order.
no. No, I need high output. Really, there's only one answer. Oh, hello. Oh, I wonder how playable it is. LP Jr. is in a case somewhere off in another room, Bird, unfortunately. We haven't played this in a minute.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Not played this in a minute.
There you go, Charles.
Speaking of which, let's thank the patrons. Easy. There we go.
And
One
I was
shout out,
thinking it.
patrons, and also a reminder to patrons and channel members: the bottom tiers will be going away at the end of the month because inflation and cost of living have increased. I want to shout out and thanks, though, everybody, for continued support. Oh yeah, just have to use some. Why we use the litter box? All right. I want to shout out LRM Guitars, T Ricky, Guitar Man 45, Cousin Todd Flowers, Doug Strong, who's MIA. Randy Crooks, also MIA. Mahogany, MIA. Fruitcake Tony, saw him earlier. Blackjack Guitar. Keith H, is he here? No. Paul McNary and all the cats. JP Page 2, John ZD351, Tom, Jeff K, Simtree, Guitar Man 45, Charles Green, Unfucking Believable, Charles 75 Ed, Hot Rod, Josh himself, Josh Tamberg, Mr. Aniston 59, and of course, Lawrence of Alaska. Lawrence Cash of Alaska. See, now, if Trev had the list, he could have been reading off the names while I tuned, but since I have the list, which I get. Alright, so this is, yeah, that's what I thought. Easy. Yep. Yep. Ooh. Why are you there? You should... You're supposed to be there. Come on, you. It's been a minute since I played this one, Trav, so easy.
All right. It'll be worth the wait.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been quite a while, actually.
I'm thinking based on lifestyle choices, this may have been tuned just a half step down for lessons with Trev or something. I don't know if we're liking it. What I do.
Trying to think back the last time. It's been a minute for sure. Like it would have been like last winter, fall.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably been about at least
Every
a
time
good
I look at
4
that, I
months.
Mazel. Since we were talking about one day to live earlier, you know, Mazel going to the drop C. Oh, ears are ringing now. This is a BC Rich Mockingbird Platinum series. So, like, bottom of the line. Pretty sure it's a plywood guitar with some kind of wood neck. About the slinkiness playing 11s in drop C. It's been a minute. fuck, now I gotta play everything all over again? Fuck me. Running out of talent fast here, folks. That's why we only have 39 people watching, Trev. Strain wreck. So there we go. I need to take a break. Easy. Come on. Please. Oh, all around here. What's happening, gents?
Well, here's something that somebody brought up.
What's that?
Let's see here. Michael Krauss said that he thought it was odd how that's called a platinum, but meanwhile it's more like a lower tier BC Rich. And I was saying, like, even myself, you know, I wonder, you know, if anyone else has had the experience thinking that they were getting a, you know, high tier guitar and come to find out that it's like actually near the bottom of the barrel.
No. The moment you play, well, I guess it depends on, you know, your hands or whatever, but the moment I picked it up, I was like, oh yeah, this is cheap. You know, this is a guitar-shaped object. Like, and Trev's like, well, you're getting a decent tone. Well, we were running through some boutique pedals. We also got the FE tone pickups in it, which make up for a lot.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Gear Junkie 35, he says, BC Rich Bronze was absolute lowest of the low. The Platinums weren't too bad. The Platinums were their Affinity series. And yes, BC Rich NJ series were MIJs. Yep.
I bought that because it was $150 and it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So I bought myself a present.
Awesome.
I thought it was a purple guitar, and then I got it, and then it's like, oh, nice blue guitar. I'm like, dang it! Oh, granted, in the ad on I don't know, I think it was advertised on the Face Space Marketplace, or I don't know where, but it looked kind of purple in the photo that I saw. The colorful photo.
No, you're
Bought
right,
that
because
pawn shop actually over. Well, I think they're out of business now. They used to be over by Taft's place actually. Rick Corcoran in the house. What's up, my friend?
No, I remember when you got it because, and you were saying the same thing, and I could see why you were, because when you tilted it the right way, the blue kind of went purplishy.
Plus, I can't tell those two colors apart, really, so that's the other thing. I'm bad at that to begin with, so if it leans into it at all, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So.
And then, like you said, but then when you returned it to like a more straightforward like look, it was totally blue.
Yeah. Certainly looks funny playing REM and Tom Petty tunes on it on stage. We decided we would do matching. We'd both do blue guitars. So Rich was playing a jazz box, his blue jazz box, single cut, hollow body Ibanez. So I brought the Mockingbird. I figured they had to fit right in.
Oh, very nice, Gear Junkie. Agile 3000 LP for $160.
Fuck, that's a good deal. It's hard to snag one of them for under $300 or $400 now, I think. At the very least. At the very least.
Yeah, I actually looked on Reverb even, and they're going for like 5 to 6 bills. Like what
Yeah,
I
I don't even
used to
remember the last
have.
time I saw an Agile. First of all, like you see them all the time, and now not so much.
Well, I think the biggest thing of all was the guy Rondo Music, who was basically the distributor for them. He was still selling them for relatively good price,
Yeah,
but then the cost to produce it, plus I think they actually had to change manufacturers. Plus, I think they had gotten a cease and desist notice from Gibson for a second time or something. They had to do some shit, and in turn, pumped up the price.
well, someone's got to pay for the lawyers.
Yeah. But like the 3200 series for being like 5 piece neck through body LP style for like about 6 bills or so, that's still not bad. 600 US.
36 people watching now. Riveting entertainment. I know. Sure. Off night tonight. Weird. I don't know. Is everyone doing well out there? Type a 1 in the chat if you're alive. Good to know. I'm hoping to see 36 ones in about half a minute.
Yeah, you're right though. This last week and a bit, there's been a lot of odd, storms rolling through various parts of the U.S. and Canada and whatnot.
Patrick, explain both sides of the fence. Sure.
1, 2, 3.
Billy's
Dog
fading.
cat.
0.98. I get it, Billy. Yeah. Oh, wait. We got ice cubes down there for a reason. Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's Ryan Hall. Now, do I have to start over again? Because Ryan... speaking of which, is OU812 still in here? Because you mentioned you wanted the fancy schmancy delay earlier, Trav, and I realized I'll just knock out something more. I think I'm going to slap back in my super duper delay of my own.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen him.
Let's not say we did, Charles. Let's not say we did.
Hip Metal works with the correct response. Breathing, got a pulse, all good.
Ooh. Someone's looking at... Bo's looking at Framus.
Famous.
All right. Let's try this way. Let's
Is
go
that like
for
buying a Kiesel?
the old Music Man. Always a good sounding guitar.
Yep.
Music woman.
Let's see. What do we got? No. I haven't seen Ryan show up yet. He's intimidated by the amount of delay I have, Trev. I'm just saying. He's intimidated. He's scared. He's all hunkered down in Atlanta going, oh, that's all the delay. Looks like it is. You asked for it. Uh-oh. Hang on. All right, we're good. I decided to put in drop D first, but all right. What's up, Sassy Cat? Thank you, Mark. I forgot where's there. Dang it. Fell off the tracks. This tone I really want. But without the copyrights, Hip. Boner Jams missed the drop C interlude earlier. Yep. It's just the old USB fucking Snow Snack 5000 thing there. I don't know. Was that blue? But it's white. I don't know. It's blue, but it's white. It goes through the USB digital port out into the inner googles for you to hear. I'm not gonna lie, I like that tone. Just got back from the gym because you have to look sexy. chord changes with all the echo there, eh? It gets all murky and muddy. That's how you get a pig void face and all hot and horny in a heartbeat, Terry. You just start doing a muted fucking D note with some delay in there. Oh, where is he going there? No, we're not. No, just did it. That's just a tease. D Thanks, Jay. Apparently Wolfpack edition. I get it. Me and Big Sexy. I get it. I get it. I get it. All the hair. That's an awful lot of delay. But it's fun.
Oh.
What's that flavor side? Oh, it's just a bunch. All right, I'm out of playing, Trav. You can flip the audio now. Here's your warning.
Done and done.
Flippy flip, flippy flip.
It'd be nice to be able to create custom hotkeys so I could just push, like, you know, function.
I think you can. I just don't know how. Well, I probably could read up on it. But
I know there's the hotkeys for these things, right? Like, let's say Shift 3. There we go. Shift 4. Back to that. Shift 5.
Control.
Move to this one.
Control.
What about 6?
But I don't know if you can put in a bunch of different commands like.
Well, I don't know. What's this one? That doesn't do anything.
Ben echo
What does this do?
cancellation.
That doesn't do anything. What does that do? That does nothing.
If you got one of those cool, fancy Elgato
Oh, that does that.
little units,
ones with the
you
white
can
boxes.
program it that way.
And then there's the cheap. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. No. See, because you're like, hey, and then it's all trying to figure out. No. Thanks, Gear Junkie 35. What is the baby blue Strat?
That's full circle, isn't it?
Show a bit. Moz will show it off. A fella. There. A fella was over at the local Long McQuaid last fall. I need a new chair too.
Same.
Easy. Just trying to get gription to get over here. All right, so this thing. Let me do the thing again. There we go. There we go. It's a vintage Icon V6. It's a Stratocaster shaped object. It's got Wilkinson hardwares and Wilkinson digitals, and it's Wilkinson sized. You know, it's made in some Asian country, I'm sure, where they pay nobody a micro amount of wages. Just slap all this stuff together. And it says designed in the UK, so it sounds all fancy. Although, I will say, it is a decent cut of wood. It's like anytime you get any kind of figuring or anything, right, Trev? Like you just don't get that anymore. So is what I'm saying, and it feels very comfortable. Like it feels old, like that satin finish. It feels very plated and nice edges, and that's the thing. I'm not even a Strat guy. Terry knows. He's known me for years. It's like, Ben, you're not a Strat guy. You own a Strat. You never play it. And I'm like, I know. Neck's a little fucked, but I can play it. But it's okay. It's kind of like clutch. That flips a little. I can drive it. Trev might not be able to drive, but I can drive it. So, and then I was over at the Long McQuaid, and I don't know, hanging out, probably loitering. Who are we kidding? And I saw this, and I went, well, what's this with its factory fake relicness, which it does look better relic on camera, but in person it looks way faker. That's what I'm saying, Trev. As long as I keep moving around, you don't really notice it. It looks kind of legit, but
but if you stop and take a good look,
when you look at it up close, and granted, this one looked better than the black or burst or whatever it was. So
black with a burst underneath, I think.
Yeah, something like that, and it looked even faker. But this one, and I like the color, it's a great Stratocaster type color, and this is the thing. And so I'm like, how much is it? And they're like, oh, it's this much. And I'm like, Like, all right. And they're like, well, we can knock off a little because it's not much to begin with. Well, I'm like, oh, all right. And I'm like, does it come with like a case? They're like, it's only this much. A case costs that much.
right?
Comes with a gig bag, though. Oh, sweet. So I sold the gig bag to Mark Taft. I don't need a gig bag. I got Fender hard-shell cases coming out the wazoo. I got lots of cases that this will fit in. And I'm never at a point where I'm going to run out of cases and have to use a gig bag. That's not an option, Trev. If I run out of Strat-shaped hard-shell cases and I still need to bring more guitars, that's when we start bringing Lester Paulfist-shaped objects. Because we got a whole bunch of those kind of cases. So we're good. So, yeah, in fact, this one used the white Telly's case to go to the recording session. That's what I traveled. I'm like, what do you want to travel over? And said, I like the tweed case with the red fur. I'm like, done. All right. That's what you want, So, but yeah, this thing, they're short money. I think they're only like $400 or $500 US new. You know, like I snagged it cheap. Like I want to say, I don't think I paid much more than $250 Canadian. You know, maybe before tax. I think it was $250 plus, let's say $275. I might have paid like $275 with tax or something. Because I'm like, we want $250 for it. I'm like, like you'd be like, Trev, you're worried. Like, come on, it's only $250. It's like Charles, you know. I will give you more than $248. You know.
Exactly.
So yeah, and so I ended up buying a Strat that I didn't want or need. But I ended up wanting it. You know, I played it. I was like, damn. You know, and I don't even think I plugged it in necessarily. And then I thought, well, you know, you get the 30 days. If you don't like it, return anyways. So I brought it home, plugged it in, you know, into anything back here, and I was like, damn, you know, it does the thing, it does it well, so I'm good. And it, yeah, you know, looks good, sounds good. Very low, you know, we played at the beginning of the show. Very low output pickups.
Well,
yeah,
the interesting thing I would be curious about with you in regards to that one is if you played a non-relic version and then that version which you got now, if you still feel the same.
As long as it still has the satin finish, Terry, because that's one of the things, like this paint, just in general, I love the feel of it against the skin. That satin finish. So as long as it's satin finish and the neck is the same satin finish, like which is barely a finish, you know, satin finish type thing, which is what I like. Nice and smooth, feels great. I don't know how big the frets are, but they're enjoyable. I don't think they're full on jumbos or something. I don't know. I don't know if they are. They're hiding themselves. You know, like they're easy. You know, like we're not really what you think we are. It did need an neck shim because it had the hand shredder 5000 bridge happening until we, you know, jacked the neck up, and then that's with the geometricals. Charles, I know you're taking notes. I can tell. Hey, buddy, that $9 matters. I know. Geometricals, you know, with the neck and the angles, and then this saddles up, therefore less shredding, more playing. And now, you know, it's comfy. Yeah, it stays in tune. You know. Charles was asking me the other day, you know, or his chat, you know, mentioned lubing, you know, with the trem systems, you know, and the non-locking. And he said, "What do you like?" And I don't know if you knew this, Trev. I like using, from the automotive side of things, the Marvel Mystery Oil. You know, I don't know what's in it. It's a mystery. So I don't know. But yeah, a little bit of that and here and there and everywhere. It doesn't have string trees, but that's the thing, folks. You know, people are all like, lube the bridge, lube the nut. If you have string trees, lube your string trees. There's your Midas pro tip of the week.
Anywhere that
the Midas pro tip of the week.
Yeah, it's Midas pro tip of the week. So. But this doesn't have the string trees. I don't know why it doesn't have it. I helped a fella understand. So there you go. Billy says he since he got a mono gig bag, no more hard cases for you. Well, that's you. That's not me. I like hard shell cases because I can just stack guitars on top of each other and don't have to worry about strings pushing into fretboards and. I trust hardwood. I like having plywood surrounding, with, you know, and like my Vans, a nice furry interior. That's what I'm saying. You know, nice shag carpet. Is toss the wiggle stick and deck the bridge. Well, you can do that too, but no. See, that's the thing. I got a whole bunch of the hardtail varieties, so I needed something with a
bit of movement.
Yep. Never toss the wiggle stick.
Never toss the wiggle stick. Place in a drawer possibly, where all of a sudden you got like 4 of them. And you're like, oh, dear Lord. Yeah. Like I have several around that I'm trying to match them up with guitars. They're like, why do you have a black tip? I'm like, what guitar would I have that? And then all of a sudden, oh, that one's sitting in the case. Right. There you go. Reunited for the first time in 23 years.
I've had a few Kijiji deals where it was like, oh, well, does this come with the trem arm? No, I don't know where the trem arm is. Oh, and then I don't know if I can pay it for that price. I need to buy another one that's at least $20. All right, I'll knock $20 off. Okay.
I mean, well, you got 14 of them because you forget to give them away when you make a trade. Because you take it out, and then when you get rid of it, you're like, oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it can be a good...
Through, so you can have it, like I've got it, so it's fairly stiff, so I can put wherever I want, so I don't have to have it. That's one thing I don't like about the Fender Woods. You're at the mercy of the threads. Wherever it ends up is where it ends up. And then, and sometimes it's hanging down. Oh, now you got to tighten that up because I've been working on it. But anyways, yeah. I like where I can just have it handy.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the Wilkins is having that little set.
Yeah, a little set screw just so you can add some friction. So I don't know. I think that's, we could wrap it. I have no bandwidth again tonight. Efficiency mode, which I can disable that in the computer, won't let me. Oh, shit. Anywho's. So Trev's still Trev, you can tell, because the way he is. Same as Terry. I know, I wouldn't believe it, except I'm looking right at him. That's how that is. And I'm still me. Y'all are still y'all. Possibly NAS Canucks show daytime tomorrow. Unboxing video coming out on that channel as well. First ever video coming out on that channel. Unboxing.
Interesting.
Video. Fucking awesome. Yes. Charles knows. Charles is the only person that kind of knows what was in the box. And, yeah, cousin Doug came by for a visit yesterday. So.
Wouldn't be something fabric wrapped, would it?
Technically, yes, but not what you're thinking.
I was going to say, did Charles do some customized fabric wrapped?
Well, it's not from Charles. It's not from Charles. It's one of my cousin Doug when he came over yesterday.
Ah.
Yeah, Charles just happens to know what it is.
Mm.
So, there's Lawrence right at the end. Right at the end. What are you, Dale Palmer? All right, that's fine. That's fine. So, hold the doors open. Let Bo in ahead in traffic. He's got guitars to buy. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And
well, he's probably driving.
You get to each other. Happy tone chasing. Just don't litter.